Try to understand with an example. So this is your simple class. Okay, and I have used private variables. Okay, because we have used double underscores. Now I have created a getter method. Getter method is what? To get the value. This function or this method can get the value because this is a part of this class. You see the indentation. So protected variables can be accessed within the class. Okay, and this is setter method. Okay. So what this will do, whatever you will pass the value here, right? In this will set the values. That's it. And then getter method for age. So if you want to get an age, because we are using age also here, right? So we can return self dot age, and we have created another method which is called setter method for the age. So this is set age, which is taking age as an input. If the age is greater than 0, so I'm returning the age. If the age is less than 0, or in the else condition, I'm returning age cannot be negative. Okay, so now let's try to create the object and try to understand one by one. So person, I'm creating a variable which is called as a person, or I'm creating an object which is called as person from this person class, and I'm using these two variables. So I'm using these two variables here. So these two values will be passed where? Here and here. Okay, and what will happen? This will be associated to these two. Okay, let me run this. You see, it ran successfully. Now let me try to show you the properties also. So dir property of person. So what all things got associated with person? If you see a person, age is associated, person name is associated, get age is associated, get name, set age, set name. So all these values are associated and associated to whom? Associated with this person object. Okay. now now if I try to use this person object to access the method, access which method? Person dot get underscore person dot get underscore name. So get underscore name, this one, person dot get underscore name. So what will, when this function will run, what will it do? It will try to return self dot underscore underscore name. What is self dot underscore underscore name? It's the value whichever we have passed here. Okay, so if I if I run it, I got it, couple. Okay. So let me comment this. And so if I try to run print dot get age, what will happen? Get where is print dot get age? This is the get age. So if I run this function, so control will come here, and this function is a part of this class, so it can access the private variables. So it will return self dot underscore underscore age, self dot underscore underscore age. So what will be my age? Age will be this, whichever you have passed. So if I run this, I got 34. Okay, now I'm using a function which is called person dot set underscore age. So I'm setting this age. Usually what used to happen whenever I was creating an object, so I used to define these elements here itself, right? And then I was not modifying it. But now I've created a set age function or set age method which can modify the value even if you have initialized with other value initially. But when I run this function will set the value. How this function will set the value? Set underscore age. Okay, set underscore age, set under, okay. This is just I mean, this is not actually setting, although it says set underscore age. Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, yeah, oh, sorry. This function is used to set the age of the person, whoever the person is. So when you use this function, this 35 value will go where? This 35 value will go here. Okay, so age will become what? 35. Age is 35. Okay. So 35 greater than 0, it's true, right? So this becomes true. If this is true, this will work, right? So self dot underscore underscore age. So we are changing the value of private variable. Self dot underscore underscore age will become what? Will become 35. So now if, so I have set the age. Now if I run get the age, okay, get the age. So what will I get? I will get the new updated value, right? See, earlier I was getting 34, but now I'm getting 35 because this function is executed before this. So let me try to do one thing. Now let me do one. Yeah, see, if I'm running this before this set age, I'm getting 34. If I'm running the same function after this, I'm getting 35. Okay, so now let me comment this and let me run this. If I run person dot set age, okay, if I run this person dot set age, which is, and I'm trying to set a negative value, so age cannot be negative, right, for a person. So what will happen? It will, the control will go here, age will become -5. If age is greater than 0, then we have to do this, right? But now this will become false because -5 is not greater than 0, right? Then I will come into this condition, and then if I run it, then it shows age cannot be negative. Okay, so any doubts so far? uh, okay, all good. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Okay, okay, so that's conclude our concept of encapsulation. Now we will look at our another concept which is called as abstraction. So abstraction is a concept of hiding the complex implementation details and showing only the necessary features of an object. So this helps in reducing the programming complexity and effort. So this is the technical definition, but the example which we are looking here is the 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 kind of behavior of abstraction you will notice here is to standardize. Okay, so in India, there are some standardized benchmarks for car. Okay, so in cars or vehicles you can say there is something called as BS4, BS5, BS6. So these are standards. So the higher the standard is, the lower is the pollution is. Okay, so in every country there are certain standards in multiple things. There could be a standard for I mean the vehicles itself. So I think BS benchmarking is an international standard. BS6 standard international for vehicles. Yeah, so okay, it's an okay, yeah. So equivalent to this, you have Euro 6 emission standard in Europe, and I think there would be something similar to in US also. So these are standards. So standards could be anything: how internet will be communicate, how how you are going to, how your transaction would be happen. So there could be some standards, right? How the banking systems would work, how cross country the transaction would be happening, how you can send some money to another person. So all these have some standards, some norms, right? Some rules are in place. Okay. So in the similar sense, where is that? In the similar sense, you have abstraction. So we have implemented standardization behavior of abstraction. But in a general sense, abstraction is used to hide the complex implementation. Okay. so so abstract method or abstract functionality is already there within the Python itself. So what we are trying to do, we are just importing that. So from ABC, so ABC is my module. I am importing ABC class. So from ABC, I'm importing ABC class and I'm importing abstract method. So if you see, abstract method is a decorator indicating abstract method requires that meta class. I mean, this is technical. So basically, I'm importing these two functionalities. Okay, so now whenever I'm initializing my class, I will use this ABC class. Okay, helper class that provides a standard way. I told you, right? Standard way of creating an ABC using inheritance. So this particular ABC is implemented within the Python. I am just inheriting it to create to create a standard. So I mean, when we move forward, you will understand what kind of a standards we are creating. So this is my class. Okay, so I'm using this class as in keyword. This is the name of the class and I'm inheriting. So ABC is my parent class and this is my child class or my abstract class. So I'm using drive as a function here. Okay, so I'm just printing something. So this is just an instance method which I have created in my vehicle class. Now I have used something this. So this arrow you see at the rate which you use in emails like abc@gmail.com. So this is called as a decorator. Okay. So what this decorator is trying to do. So this abstract method has this decorator. Okay. Usage if you see. So what this method is. So this is inbuilt method. What this method is trying to do. This method is telling whoever will import this vehicle class has to maintain certain standard. What kind of a standard? Have to create this start underscore engine function. Okay, so whichever class will inherit vehicle class has to maintain this standard. How will it maintain this standard? Because we are restricting it. So whenever a new vehicle will launch in India, so let's say there are so right now, let's say there is a standard which is called as BS6 for vehicles. So whenever a vendor, maybe Tata or any other vendor is launching any vehicle, okay, going forward, so they have to follow BS6 as in standard whenever they are launching it. They cannot launch BS5 standard. So we have standardized this function. So whenever you are inheriting this class, so you have to follow this standard. So abstract method implementation is usually empty. So we are creating this empty method. So they have created a BS6 norms, okay, as a standard. Now you have to implement the core functionality of that. So they have implemented the outline. So I can say outline, just to give you outline of the standard. Okay, you can take an example of BS6 or any standard you can take. Okay. So once you define the standard, so the core functionality will be defined by the vendor. Okay, start engine is defined by the vehicle class. So the core functionality, actual, this engine should produce less pollution. That implementation will be done by the vendors. Okay, so now I'm creating a class which is called as car. So I'm inheriting from vehicle class. So if I inherit from vehicle class, so what standard I have to follow? I have to create this start engine function here. Okay, so this is mandatory. Okay, and I have to create its implementation. So I've just created an implementation which is called as print car engine started. That's it. I mean, this is not a, you can say, a very difficult. This is just a typical example of inheritance which we understood in 8.2. Okay, and then I have created another function which is called demo underscore function self, and then I'm creating this function is a demo function. So now now let's say, and this is an outside function. So let's say tomorrow tomorrow, okay, and let me comment this also for a while. Tomorrow some ABC vendor came in and he told to the government, okay, I will not follow your standard, I will not create staff.
Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed our session at LWP Labs. For more videos like this, you can subscribe to our channel and contact the number for live classes. The future is now with AI.